Nebraskaland Days calendar of events brought to you by Al's Lock and Safe, Front Street Auto Glass, and the Platte Bar.
Nebraskaland Days all but underway. Some of the festivities have kind of unofficially already started. Derek Beck with North Platte Post and North Platte Nebraskaland Days Executive Director David Fudge. Here we go, man. It's June.
Here we go. It's June. Had the rodeo media gathering last night. Got the contestant list. A big work weekend for our group this weekend, trying to get the facility ready to go. So yeah, it's here.
Well, let's talk facilities here for a moment. You mentioned the contestant list. Yeah, we got a chance to visit last night, and that's the media. The media gig is always great. I love that the rodeo committee does that, and especially this year because there's a lot of new back there as well. The building that stands out the most, which is brand new, but you guys have been working on the chutes and the pins behind the scenes too. If folks read the post a couple of weeks ago, we upgraded higher pins back there, and there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, there is. You know, when you get a fence in front of an animal that's as athletic as some of the ones we bring in, it better be a tall enough fence that they aren't tempted to try and go over it. So actually the fencing we pulled out this year was some of the original stuff from back in the 70s, and it had lasted this long, but it was time to get it out of there and put in a little better stuff so that the people who work back there are a little more safe. So it was good to get that done. The new projects done, all but done at this point. We'll do a grand opening next week for that, and then man, it's just rolling.
Well, one of the things that sticks out also to me is we drove in, finishing touches being put on the front side of the Wild West Arena, mainly the parking lot. You had talked about the fact that you were going to redo that. Holy smokes, they were fast. Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, and big cap off to Shelco over in Paxton. Did a great job on it. The striping looks great. The front entryway, Jorgensen's was in last week and laid the sod and planted the trees. So the whole front side of the property will look different when people drive in this year, and it was a much needed upgrade. And
you and I were talking off the air a little while ago, the repaving, the new lines, the new markers, that means more parking so for people that want to be on the hard top during the festival. Now they can probably.
Yeah, there's another 90 spots we picked up, which you wouldn't think in the same real estate you could pick up 90 spots. But Brent Berkland over at TC Engineering helped us out on that, drew the parking map out. It looks great. And we did. We picked up another 26 lots and made the spots bigger, by the way. Or 90 spots, made the spots bigger because a lot of times we get large pickups out here. And so each stall is 10 feet wide. They're 20 feet deep. The driving lanes are 26 feet wide, so it's bigger than standard to allow for the people who come out here in their big vehicles, yet we were still able to gain a bunch of spots.
It's always about making the experience better, and little things make a big difference.
Yeah, they do. You know, they're little touches that, you know, if you remember this parking lot, there were parts of it that were falling apart, and we would spend a number of hours every year applying weed killer because of the weeds growing up through the cracks. So no problem with that this year, and looking forward to seeing how it works.
He's Executive Director David Fudge. I'm Derek Beck. The countdown is on. When we talk next week, we are knocking on the door, quite literally. We'll see you next Friday here with the North Platte Post.
Nebraskaland Days calendar of events brought to you by Al's Lock and Safe, Front Street Auto Glass, and the Platte Bar.